Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast. Shorts. There's no co-host on Shorts. These are 2 to 4 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for 2 to 4 minutes is better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. The main trope of comic books is the struggle between good and evil. Depending on the nature of the writer's existential relationship with reality, good is alternatively nuanced and bland, myopic and visionary, or obvious and counterintuitive. Evil, however, is typically one note, no matter the writer's relationship to the real world. Sure, Stan and Jack and all the folks who came after him did a ton of updating to the motives of a good villain, and as the Western world has drifted more and more intentionally in the direction of a firmly paganistic worldview, the motives of villains as comic book archetypes have tried to become more nuanced over the course of time. But in a desire to match the growing complexities of reality, the motives of the hero are easier to understand and relate to for the comic book reader, more so even than the motives of the super team or individual on the other side of the argument. But any good negotiator knows that very few people, quote unquote, on the other side of any dispute, whether or not planets are being thrown around, are truly irrational. Which means, if translated to the world of comic book archetypes, there should be an equal exploration of the complicated motives of villains in the pages of the four-colored world. Now, this has begun to happen, so the Joker in Batman mutates into the spirit of chaos in the Nolan films. Spider-Man's various villains, but most notoriously the Green Goblin, become driven by trauma and unexamined yet scientific irrationality. Writers consistently struggle to provide meaningful villains to oppose the man who can fly. Thanos just wants to snap his fingers and make, quote-unquote, it all better for the sake of the love of the spirit of death. And, of course, the X-Men struggle in an existential fashion against the spirit of the same legalistically driven spirit of government tyranny that all non-heroic, non-powered, real-world individuals have historically rebelled against in the Western world. So what are the lessons for leaders from the four-colored world about the binary of good and evil? Well, there are many lessons, but 3 main ones really jump out at us that can be applied to real-world transactions from the black and white ways four-color villains are portrayed in comic books, films, and other narrative media. Lesson number 1, leaders will struggle with good and evil for sure. But rarely are these categories firm, and often leaders will frame themselves as the hero, regardless of the actual impact of their actions on the real world. Lesson number 2, leaders must understand the other side of the argument. Not agree, not even like, but understand. If they fail to understand the worldview and the motives of those people on the other side of an argument, they will fail to be able to create peace when the time comes for conflict to end. Lesson number 3, leaders live in a world of nice people, but also they live in a world of not nice people. They must be able and willing to shake the hand of the villains, if necessary, on the other side of the table, because all the nice people are usually not available to negotiate with them when the time comes. The struggle between good and evil runs through the heart of every individual. Inside of each Batman, there is a Joker lurking. For every invincible-looking Superman, there is kryptonite hanging around somewhere. For every hero whose eyes are wide open, there is the curse of intergalactic blindness. Comic book narratives provide a way, a method, a structure for understanding and addressing these hard yet true realities, and all without risk or danger. Right? And that's it for me. Follow us on all the places that you follow us. Please subscribe to Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast. Please tell your friends. Please like and share. Please also check out the HSCT website for all
products and solutions. Please check out the Leading Keys website for products and solutions, our remote trading services, our books, our trainings that will help you become a better leader. And watch this space for more information about our upcoming book, 12 Rules for Leaders, a foundational guide to intentional leadership, coming in April 2022. Please also go to hasonsorels.com for more blogs and more posts about how you can be a better leader, and check out all of our YouTube channels online. Thanks, and have a great rest of your leadership day. Out.